coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Zachary Balog, and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. With deals and steals in mind, Black Friday is this week. Major retailers will be seeing large discounts on all sorts of items from technology to decorations. It's crime fighting time, so let's check in with Constable Sarah Werstein from Crime Stoppers.
The Windsor Police Service Major Crime Unit is actively investigating an incident that has since been classified as a homicide and is seeking the public's assistance for any information. On Thursday, November 18th at approximately 4 a.m., patrol officers responded to the area of University Avenue West and Dougal Avenue for a report of a motor vehicle collision involving multiple vehicles. The driver of the involved gray Dodge Journey had injuries and was transported to hospital where he is pronounced deceased. Investigators were able to identify and arrest a 33-year-old male suspect. Investigators are urging anyone on Wyandotte Street between Dougal Avenue and Moy Avenue with surveillance cameras and dash cams to check their footage, specifically on Thursday, November 18th, between 3:30 and 4:30 a.m. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Windsor Police Service Major Crime Unit or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 519-258-TIPS or online at catchcrooks.com. I'm Police Coordinator Sarah Werstein.
St. Clair College is hosting a toy drive for the Christmas season, and as Gracie Lowe's reports, it is the students who help make things joyful.
The season for giving back is here. With Christmas coming up next month, St. Clair College SRC is holding a toy and food drive to help those in need of a little holiday magic this season. The SRC initiative was started more than 18 years ago, and all the donations made go to St. Clair students. The toy and food drive started on November 1st and will continue to run until November 30th. Anyone who signs up will receive part of the donations. Angie Lopez is the Vice President of Student Affairs for SRC.
We just wanted to provide some help with the students during the holiday season because, we spend a lot of money in food and stuff and presents. So we just want to help them out, and maybe someone that doesn't have the money to spend for the food, or we want to at least give something for the kids. The most important thing in Christmas is just have fun and be with the family, so that's why.
So grab your laptop and your toys or food and make sure you sign up for the SRC Food and Toy Bank now. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
A Christmas favorite in Windsor is bright lights. Ravi Wajemane reports.
Let there be light. After a year's absence, Windsor Bright Lights will be returning to Jackson Park. The light sculptures will be open to the public from December 2nd to January 9th.
The theme for this year is Walking in a Windsor Wonderland, a guided path of displays capturing the identity of Windsor, Essex.
Among the displays are fan favorites such as Candy Cane Lane, Santa's Stable, and Wish Upon a Star. New for this year is a holiday market titled We Made It, showcasing the produce and crafts of Windsor, Essex. Mary Catherine Croshaw is a master's student at Dublin University, Ireland. She says Bright Lights Windsor is an essential part of Windsor's communal life.
Everybody loves it. I think it's becoming, this is the third or fourth year that they've done it. It is kind of becoming an iconic Windsor holiday feature or staple.
At launch in 2017, the City Council budgeted $1.5 million for the event. As the project unfolds, that investment will increase to $3 million. Keeping with COVID-19 precautions, the public will be required to wear masks at all times and maintain a distance of 2 meters. A map of the displays and vendors is available at the City of Windsor website.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Ravishan Vijayman.
Isabella Spadafora brings us a story about Santa Claus coming to town for his annual visit to Devonshire Mall.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa arrived at Devonshire Mall on November 18th. The line was packed and children were anxious to see Santa, especially 7-year-old Carol Ann Burke. She already knows what she wants for Christmas.
Flappy the dog.
Santa's winter woodland is filled with trees, sparkling lights, garland, and more. Light displays are also spread throughout the mall. Photos with Santa will be a bit different this year. You must pay and reserve a time slot online. You can find Santa at his usual spot in front of Hudson's Bay from November 18th till December 24th. For more information and to reserve a spot, go to the Devonshire Mall website. From MediaPlex News, I'm Isabella Spadafora.
The hotel industry is hopeful to be making a comeback this Christmas season, but the pandemic may force other options, Alexa Frazier reports.
As the holiday season approaches and COVID restrictions being relaxed, will the hotel industry still be as popular as ever? There are some people that are opting out of the hotel stay and converting their vehicles into campers for a more economical vacation. Katie Jamont is a travel enthusiast who hopes to convert a truck into her own hotel one day. She wants to camp this winter in her vehicle.
Or like car camping, which is kind of what I want to be doing. Not interested in the tent camping when it's winter, so we're looking to buy a truck, get a cap on it, put a bed in it, and make a camper out of a truck this winter, which I'm very excited about.
Occupancy for hotels is 74% per night, with an average room being $130.
Don't really have the funds to be staying in hotels all the time, so yeah.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Fraser.
As the semester comes to a close, student burnout can become a challenge. Kayla Turnowski is here with some tips.
There are many reasons why someone may experience burnout. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep or you're just stressing yourself out. Whatever the cause is, there are a few ways to avoid burnout altogether. Schedule everything. From those 5-minute walks to your work, make sure you have a schedule laid out. Doing this will help relieve some stress from your day and ensure you have enough time to finish your daily tasks. If you're not rested every night, it will be harder for you to get your work done, and you will become more and more stressed. So make sure you get at least 8 hours of sleep every night. No one wants to work all day and not have any downtime, so set aside some time for yourself, whether that's 30 minutes or 2 hours. You need some time every day to be able to do nothing. According to an estimate by the World Health Organization, every 4th adult will experience burnout at some point in their life. By following the previous tips, you can help lower your chance of getting burnout in the future.
Staffing challenges at Transit Windsor will likely lead to service disruptions, Savannah Mills reports.
The City of Windsor is reducing Transit Windsor services due to staffing challenges that have followed since the implementation of the COVID-19 vaccination policy. City officials said that due to the significant number of Transit Windsor operations and maintenance staff that have not been vaccinated and can no longer work with Transit Windsor, bus schedules will be reduced from its current full service to an enhanced Saturday service model that will come into effect on November 21st. Autumn Thingment, local bus rider, explained how this change is going to affect her life.
I feel that we just got back to the regular schedule for the buses, not even a month and a half ago. And as somebody who takes the bus to work several times a week, and I know that a lot of others that do, I think it's going to be a major impact on a lot of people changing the schedule from regular schedule to Saturday schedule yet again.
Executive Director Tyson Craig said service will continue, but there will be fewer buses in rotation and that delay should be expected. I'm Savannah Mills for MediaPlex News.
The MediaPlex Friday Live radio show has an exciting opportunity this year with CJAM. Isabella Spadafora has the story. It's Friday, and that means it's time for MediaPlex Friday Live.
For the fall 2021 semester, the MediaPlex received the opportunity to record Friday Live with CJAM 99.1, a student-run radio show that operates at the University of Windsor. David Harrison, a professor at the MediaPlex, said the school was contacted by Carly Schweitzer, the station manager at CJAM. Riley Livingston, a PR student at the MediaPlex, said Harrison had mentioned at the beginning of the semester that the students were able to participate in the TV and radio show.
So immediately I thought that might be something cool, so I sent him an email, and then he approached me about being one of the co-hosts, and I was very honored, and I thought, well, let's try it out.
Zachary Balog is a graduate of the journalism program and currently a student in the PR program at the MediaPlex. Balog has been involved with the TV and radio show since he started the journalism program.
Well, it really goes back to 2019 when I first joined the show.
And ever since then I was, the co-host of the show, and it's a really good opportunity to be the host.
CJM is young, fun, diverse, and have something to say, and our students here at the MediaPlex are young, fun, and diverse, and have something to say.
Catch Friday Live at noon on CJM 99.1 and 10:30 a.m. on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. From MediaPlex News, I'm Isabella Spadafora.
As we head into the holiday season, Windsor has many events planned. Gracie Lowe's reports on this year's Winterfest.
The cold weather is here, which means Winterfest is on its way to Windsor. Every year, to get into the holiday spirit, downtown Windsor holds a Winterfest that anyone is welcome to attend. This year, the festival will take place from Monday, November 15th to Sunday, January 16th. Alexa Frazier works at Tourism Windsor Essex, which is running this year's Winterfest.
So this year, the Santa Claus Day parades are and Kingsville. Kingsville is also having like a night market type thing.
There will be events like the Holiday Village, where downtown is transformed into the North Pole, where residents and visitors can enjoy their very own winter wonderland. And there will also be gingerbread battles, which is an online competition where residents can submit their gingerbread houses to the Windsor Star for a chance to win Best Gingerbread House in Windsor, Essex.
These are just a few of the events. Look at Tourism Windsor Essex website. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
If you like to walk, then you already know it's good for your health. Here's Sydney Vascor.
When it comes to exercise, we've all been told that taking 10,000 steps per day is what we should aim for. Ever wonder why that is or how it might benefit you? Knowing the health benefits of taking 10,000 steps per day may motivate you to do so. Let's take a look. A recent study conducted by Harvard University had 17,000 women placed in 3 groups. Out of the 3 groups, the most active group, averaging around 8,000 steps, were 40% less likely to die. Other benefits of walking 10,000 steps per day include improving your sleep, reducing fatigue, and the risk of chronic disease drops. Now that you know the benefits, will you challenge yourself to 10,000 steps per day? I know I will.
It's not too early for St. Clair College's main campus to get ready for Christmas. Ken Pastashin reports.
It's beginning to look a little bit like Christmas at the St. Clair College South Campus and the Center for the Arts.
There are already a few presents under the Christmas tree in the main lobby, but someone forgot to plug in the lights. The lights are well lit on the Christmas tree in front of the Student Representative Council offices. The SRC is also providing their annual toy and food drive service for St. Clair College students with families.
SRC is doing a number of events for during Christmas. The most important event is our toy and food drive. Toy and food drive is basically the students who have kids and who are in need of food. So we do give food as well as toys, as well as some gift cards to the students who are in need.
One way to alleviate stress before exams is to see a movie at the Chrysler Theater. A Christmas Story is playing on Friday, November 26th at 7:30. Admission is $7.95. Families can take their children to lunch and a movie with Santa on Saturday, November 27th at the Alumni Skyline Ballroom. The cost is $19.99 plus tax, and the movie is Elf. And on Fridays and Saturdays, on December 10th, 11th, 16th, and 17th at 7:30, the St. Clair Music Theater students are presenting their annual Christmas show. Adult admission is $20, while students pay only $10. The final show is on Sunday, December 18th at 2 o'clock. For the MediaPlex News Now, I'm Ken Pastushin.
Easter Seals does a lot not only for around the country, but here in Windsor. Sanjay Morrow reports.
As producers sit in their seats, technicians turn on their cameras, and hosts take their position, Windsor embarks to do something special. It's the annual Easter Seals Telethon. Through donations, the Telethon provides financial assistance for families of children with physical disabilities. And so far, things seem to be going quite smoothly.
Make sure you come down, you can make a donation as well, but pick up the phone and call. We need to hear those phones ring. 519-251-0007. We're going to head over and find out how we're doing on the Angel Board.
When I was first born, the doctors took me away from my mom, and they wouldn't tell her anything about what was going on. And she was 17 at the time, so she was very frightened.
And when she was first born, we weren't aware of any issues throughout my whole pregnancy. When she was born, the doctors just essentially said, call a specialist, and out the room she went.
Morgan was born with scoliosis, a condition which causes a person's spine to curve abnormally. But that wasn't the only problem.
So I had 2 surgeries on my left hand and then a surgery on my right hand.
The way her hands were positioned, she had 3 fingers on each side. So we had to bring the first digit down and rotate it so that she could oppose instead of scissor. Following that, she had a surgery on each hand, one of which she had to have a cast from fingertip to shoulder.
And going to school with that on, you could clearly see that I had one on. So kids would make fun of that.
It was hard having her come home and tell us that children were bullying her. The biggest one that sticks out in my mind was she was at a daycare, and one of the little children there was calling her an alien because she only had the 3 fingers, and it broke my heart.
Morgan is an important part of Easter Seals Ontario. During 3 different years, she's been the ambassador of the organization. But at the Easter Seals Telethon, she's been given a different but familiar role.
It's very nerve-wracking too, because you're surrounded by like 30 other people and they're all talking on the phone, and then you get a phone call and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you pick it up and you feel like you're gonna say something wrong. So I usually write out like a script to read, and it kind of helps, but then I feel like I'm gonna stutter or something, so it's pretty scary, but then I get through it. So
when Morgan was 7, her mom Heather got her involved with Easter Seals Ontario, and she's been there for every surgery. As for her dad, well, her dad left Morgan and her mom high and dry when she was born. Morgan remained without a father figure in her life until she turned 12.
So he also helped me with my confidence, and he made me realize that I'm okay and I don't have to worry about what other people think of me, because he found me absolutely perfect.
My favorite quality from her, she doesn't seem to give up. Right? I've been through a lot of stuff and it just kind of dropped me, but everything she's been through is so much worse, and she just keeps going on, and not giving up has given me the ability to keep going and not give up with stuff either. So she's kind of my rock.
Morgan has defied every doctor who has said she wouldn't be able to walk or even perform small tasks like using scissors. But on the financial side, Easter Seals Ontario has lightened the load for Morgan and her family.
Going to Toronto, that's where I had all of my surgeries. So we would have to pay for a hotel and gas money, which got really expensive, especially going up every couple of months. So Easter Seals helped us afford that. So with the money that they raised from telethons, they'd give it to my mom so we could afford a hotel and like food and everything.
And it's not just Morgan's family. Money raised during the annual event has paid for walkers, wheelchairs, and communication devices for children in need. It also provides a once-in-a-lifetime summer camp experience for physically disabled children to experience playing basketball, sledge hockey, and even swimming. With Morgan's phone calls having wrapped up, she now heads for the back to watch her favorite moment of the telethon take place.
The end of every telethon, when they present the big check and they show how much money we were able to raise, because everybody just comes together and we all start cheering, and it's really positive and it's so nice.
Now all that's left for her is to enjoy the little moments in life. Because when you've been through it all and you've got the right people by your side, anything is possible. For MediaPlex News, I'm Sanjay Maru.
It is a chilly night this evening. Currently we are at 2 and clear. And now your 3-day forecast. Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 9. Thursday, we dip to 5 with periods of rain. And we fall a little more with a high of 2 and a chance of, dare I say it, flurries on Friday. The string of winter-like weather continues into the weekend and beyond. Terry O'Reilly is a Canadian broadcast producer and personality. He is well known as the host of Under the Influence, which alone has received nearly 30 million podcast downloads. He joined us via Teams in the MediaPlex, and we asked him about the future of media in Canada.
But, I mean, when you look at social media, which is the big change, which, I mean, in the bulk of my career, there was no social media. I mean, I did not have those channels at my disposal. So I think in some ways it's the most exciting time to be in communications because you have all these additional channels, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all of that, Twitter. To me, they're just channels. To me, the question is, what are you putting in those channels? Like, what is the creativity you're putting in those channels? And most of those channels are, and you know only too well, they're places to have conversations. They're hard to sell in those spaces. People don't really love a lot of sell in those spaces. So if you look at the social media for Under the Influence, for example, you'll notice that we are constantly talking to our listeners, constantly. Then when it comes time for me to sell a book, I can sell the book because my feed is not just selling, it's mostly talking. So when it comes time to sell, people are willing to listen to my sell. But 98% of the time, they're giving me story ideas, they're giving me episode ideas, they're disagreeing with what I said, they're agreeing with what I said, but we really have a really great back and forth. And I think brands have to learn that it is about a conversation. I think that's what brands are still struggling with. They can't quite shake off the one-way conversation that communication has been for 100 years. They're still trying to get used to the fact that it's a real two-way now. And I think that's just going to increase in the future. It's just going to be even more. And I think the good thing about social media and the internet and the digital realm is companies have to walk the walk now because it's pretty easy for a couple of clicks of a mouse, you can get right behind a company and see what they're really thinking and what they're really doing. So I think it's forced companies to be better.
Public relations is part of the family of programs offered here at the MediaPlex. Here is a look at the exciting things they do.
So public relations is like being a bridge between an organization and their public. As this public relations expert, you are a liaison, so you have to connect the brand or the business or the company with their public in such a way that the public responds to them in a positive manner. So the advantages of taking public relations at St. Clair College is that we have access to the MediaPlex. Now the MediaPlex offers us a converged education. It's one of 3 in the world and the only one in Canada. What that means is that we're taught in film, broadcast, radio, there's graphic design, we do event planning, we write all sorts of press releases, we work in tandem with the journalism club. So at the end of everything, you can communicate any professional message across any medium. So what do you think about public relations?
Windsor is a city of neighborhoods, and I am here to show you one of them. It's one of Windsor's most historic neighborhoods, and it is home to many shops, bars, and other prominent landmarks. So what is the story around one of Windsor's oldest neighborhoods? I'll tell you in today's Did You Know? Walkerville was created by Hiram Walker, who was a wealthy distillery owner. The town at the time was called Walker's Town, and it was incorporated to be a shining example of what a town could be. It was also built around a distillery, complete with homes for the workers, schools, and one of the most famous landmarks in the area, Willestead Manor. In June 2021, Walkerville was listed among one of the coolest neighborhoods in North America due to its low crime rate and accessibility to medical services. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Ballog. And finally, tonight, here is a look at the MediaPlex from the people who study and work here.
Journalism enables people to be well informed. It's documenting history. It's an extraordinary way for people to be connected with their community.
What happens in the world affects us. What happens in our community affects us. What happens in the province affects us. and we get to be the eyes and ears and tell the stories. There are many stories that need to be told, and those things add value to our life.
It's neat to know that so many people are relying on me. It makes you strive for perfection, or makes you strive for accuracy.
The journalism program here at St. Clair College is a convergence journalism program. Convergence means the merging together of print, radio, and television, and the web, and putting all different stories into 3 or 4 different platforms.
I can go out now and I can understand how to write a print. I know how to do social media. I can shoot a video. So you start to trust yourself and to use your journalistic skills.
In 21st century newsrooms, journalists have to be able to do it all.
We ask every one of our reporters to tell stories in multiple ways.
There's a different style of writing for print than there is for radio, than there is for television. And it's really important that the information gets out that is true to those platforms.
We are one of the few, if not the only, program that is actually taking students to a live broadcast and giving them that opportunity and that experience.
I want to be a journalist because I think I like to listen other stories.
午间好，这里是媒体综合新闻节目，我是谭一丹，欢迎收
I
看。
find that the students that come out of St. Clair College are already at or above where some of our broadcast employees have been over the last several years.
I feel that I made the greatest decision I could by choosing this program because I have learned so much, and I think that I can only grow from here.
I would hands down recommend the program to someone considering it. I would recommend it to someone that's not even considering it. They teach you such a vast array of different skills, different platforms, different things that you could really apply to so many different careers.
Based on literally hundreds of interns I've seen over the years, St. Clair students are better prepared to go into the work environment in media than most students coming out of colleges and universities across North America.
I think it's that very comprehensive curriculum that we have that creates converged journalists that sets this journalism school apart.
If you like what we do here, then there's more. Every Friday at noon, we are live on CJAM. That's 99.1 FM, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. Join me, Riley Livingston, Maha Hussein, and Donna Tuckwell every Friday at noon for MediaPlex Friday Live on CJAM. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Zachary Balog, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.